What's Pep's plan B? I get he's the best, etc., etc. Another excuse for a free pass for criticism. Fine, fair enough. What's Pep's plan B? What's his solution? Because plan A isn't working.
There doesn't seem to be a plan B. He's
There ain't a plan
doing
B.
the same system with the same players.
No, he always had
Clearly
a
they can't
different.
do
He
it.
always had
No.
plan B. He actually changed in the treble season, actually, to win the treble from February. He
Yeah, it was
actually
boring
changed the
before
system.
February.
And that's why people want to say that Man City still can come back and win 20 games in a row. It just doesn't look like it with these players. It just doesn't look like
the last 8 games of the season to win the title. He changed it. He doesn't seem to be willing to change it right now.
I just think Pep at the current moment is not the leader that these players need and want. That is what people don't talk about. When you're so stressed on the sideline, your energy transmits to your players. So your players are as nervous as you on the sideline. That's just what a leader is. A leader on the sideline needs to lead his team and instead of falling into the trap of being as stressed as they are on the pitch. And he's doing that, scratching his head as players. Everyone screaming, answering strange stuff in the media that affects the players. Because their friends are telling them, by the way, your manager is so stressed. We don't know what's going on. What is going on at the club? And it happens.
It's so true. And listen, I'm a big advocate of Pep and always have been. I defend him on a lot of the nonsense people say. But his leadership, forget that he's a manager of a Man City Football Club. Any leader at any level of school, education, sport, or business, behaving this way publicly during adversity is going to lose faith from some of these people. It's going to happen.
Possibly. I've seen the U.S. presidency have a different effect. We'll
Whoa.
What?
What?
Are you telling me that Joe Biden's behavior didn't have an impact on voters? Fuck off. Jesus Christ.
I'm talking about on the success of the U.S. But
this is literally why one of the reasons Trump won is that Joe Biden's attitude.
I was actually praising... Never mind. We'll talk.
I'm not shy of talking politics.
You don't want to. You're praising Trump.
I'm saying they had Trump 4 years prior, right? And
he's just sick of Trudeau up in Canada.
And by the way, his attitude made him one of the presidents that only served 1 term before getting another one. It's simple.
I always think the behavior of leaders, again, at any level, has a huge impact upon the success of what you're trying to achieve, because you've got essentially, when you're a good leader of people, you have to bring the way you win and become successful is you've got to take people on that journey with you. And when you look at sport, I actually think Jose, for instance, when he was really upset in that summer before he went, I think he was right to be upset because he was thrown under the bus by the Glazers. They wouldn't let him get rid of the players he wanted, and they wouldn't sign the players that he wanted. But instead of using that pain to galvanize his squad together, he basically just kept on saying, and I'm not saying Pep's doing this to a little degree, but what Jose was saying is, I can't win with this team. I can't sign the players I need. This team is doomed. There's no way those players are going to work for him. Pep keeps sitting there and saying, we're losing, but we're losing because I've got some players missing. The message that's sending to everyone else is, he don't think we're good enough. It's hard to make people continue to run through walls for you when you're doing that. And Pep's amazing, but he's never faced this adversity. And I think these are his mistakes. They really are.
If Pep is saying the players that I currently have, and we're not winning, what confidence would these players have? If the players he currently has and they're having these type of results, you think they're not looking at each other and being like, we're just not good enough? But Pep's kind of giving them an out. Pep's giving them an out to say, you know what, we're not fully strong yet.
He's not giving.
Pep is indirectly saying they're not good enough by saying, I need my players back.
Yeah.
They're on the field, and if
he's not giving them an out,
and the manager's like, I need my players back. Like, what kind of confidence are you going to have?
He needs the squad back, is what he's saying. If he were to say in the transfer window,
he's doing the opposite to giving them an out. He's absolutely nailing them to the post and saying, who I've currently got can't get us to win. That is, for me, in moments of adversity, I've criticized Man United managers for doing it. I'm not going to sit here and change my stance. Pep's amazing. That's a mistake from him, though. And amazing people still make mistakes.
But at the same time,
can I explain to you, Vader, because something happened?
Let me just deal with.
Because I don't think you get the point.
Making this point.
I don't think you're getting the point. If I'm playing every game and I keep losing games, and my manager is going in the press conference, and I have another player that my manager thinks is better than me and keeps saying I'm losing because I have injuries, I'm going to look at myself like, I'm not good enough. But the manager is telling people I'm not good enough.
And I want to say as well here,
oh my
Jim,
God,
Jim
you guys
here.
keep going back and forth.
V. I'm going to come to you, but I want to. This viewer's point is important, and I'm going to come to you. Just relax. We've got time. Jose being right is irrelevant, and this is the problem sometimes in this modern day world. Just because you're correct in your assessment doesn't mean the way you put it out there is correct. There's a way of behaving. If I make a mistake at home, you're a father, V, you'll get this. If I make a mistake at home and I'm not quite fair to one of my children and they point that out to me, there's a way my children have to point that out to me for me to listen. If they're rude and horrible in saying it, I'm still going to punish them because they don't speak to me like that. But if they come to me in the correct way, I'm going to take on board what they're saying. Same as at work. I run the football terrace. If I make a mistake, and I do because I'm human, and KJ or anyone that comes to me and says, "Oh, Terry, this has gone wrong, or you made a mistake here, this has got to be done differently," they come to me with the right approach, with respect and honesty, I can always accept it. If they speak to me like shit or throw me under a bus publicly about it, even though I've made the mistake, I'm coming down hard because you don't do that to me. So it's not about whether you're right or wrong, it's how you behave. And I know we live in this world now, and there are a percentage of YouTubers that are like this as well, where it's, as long as I'm doing what's right, how I behave is acceptable. Please don't ever follow the mantra of those people, because unless they've already made loads of money, those types of people will always end up in trouble, because that isn't how you get through life. Having tact, having guile, and showing respect even when you're right and frustrated and angry is the right way to go when you're leading people. And we're talking about leadership here, not just a general opinion. But sorry, back to you, V.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why you select certain panelists to come on the show, because it's how you communicate. So you can say one thing being diplomatic, you can say one thing being respectful. And I think what Pep is doing, because it's clear as day, Mo brings up the example. If I'm one of the players and Pep saying we need to get the squad back, you know whether you're better than the person that regularly starts ahead of you or not, right? Players on this team, and we started this show by pointing out, Gundo came to the squad not to be a starter. Kova came to this team not to be a starter. So when Pep says there's certain players that need to come back, no player, professional or not, are being like, he doesn't rate me. He knows that I need to raise my level. And he's not throwing these players under the bus, in my opinion, because if he were to go out and say, we need to go out and get players in a January transfer window, that's telling the entire squad that they're not good enough.
I understand that point. All I'm going to say is that when it's other managers, ex-footballers, pundits, people that have played the game have all said that is not a good way to treat your squad. I'm not going to change my view on that because it's Pep Guardiola. I understand where you're coming from. Of course, Gundogan's going to know that his legs aren't as good as he was a few years ago, but there's a way in which I actually agreed with Jose when he was criticizing Luke Shaw for being overweight. Was it right for him to say it publicly? Absolutely not. I would agree with dropping any player as we did Jadon Sancho if he isn't training hard enough. But out and doing it publicly, even though that was a specific example about an individual, is wrong. Yeah. What Amarin has told us that certain players haven't been doing the right things, but he's made it more generic, but he's given them an opening to come back in. There's a way in which you do these things.
And Pep's been very generic with regards to the squad.
Yes, but it's okay. Yeah, no, I do. But I think that when he keeps doing it, like I've said, keeps doing it, it wears people down. He's an all-time great manager, but this is why people say Fergie is the GOAT, because even without his best players out, he can still get results. We're seeing how Pep is when he ain't got
so naive. These are kids sending the super chats.
Perfect.
These guys are so, so delusional.
With money. Yeah, children with money.
Yeah, they send a super chat like this.
Well done, Joshua Jack. Spot on, Josh. Spot on, Joshua Jack. Spot on, my old mate. Liverpool win the League Cup with kids because there's an injury crisis, yet City have injuries and it's poor City. But this is a great point again. There are solutions. The manager has got to find them.
Pep is just trying to protect them. I don't agree with it, but that's what he's trying to do.
When Fergie went and signed Juan Sebastian Veron, having fantastic midfield, and he was one of the best midfielder in Serie A at that time.
Yeah,
bro, great managers need great players. You're delusional.
Yes. Well, no one has denied, again, no one has denied that Sir Alex didn't buy excellent players. What people are talking about when it comes to that previous super chat is that when United did have major injuries to players being missing, we had Cantona miss a season because he kicked a racist and stuff. We didn't drop off in this fashion. They're saying that Man United still remained highly competitive, didn't win only one game in 12 as an example. And to your own words, V, earlier, without the right players, City's system absolutely collapses. What all Man United fans are saying about the debate about Pep and Fergie is without Fergie's best players, our entire system and team didn't collapse.
But Fergie didn't win 3 in a row. He didn't win 3 years in a row. He didn't win the league title 3 years in a row.
He won the league.
He won
Hang on a minute. Hang on. He did it twice. He did that twice. He won 3 in a bounce twice. Crisis, 3 in a row twice, Hamza. You done yourself there, mate. Crisis, 6 defeats in 12. All comps, 27 goals conceded, 24 points this season. You've only dropped 23 points last season in totality. Haaland ain't scoring. City don't win. That's from Dugout Football. Thank you for the super chat, bro. And Pep played Rico at left back and left centre back, and Guardiola is a centre back at left back. Yeah, he's trying to find that solution. I want to thank our title sponsors again at Sally. If you're someone that uses an eSIM, whether it's to contact somebody in another country, whether it's you're traveling, go and check out Sally right now. Very secure. Don't be taking those SIM cards off people in airports when you arrive either, or wherever it ports, wherever you're traveling through. So much corruption and so much fraudery, so much hacking that's being done through that. Use Sally. It's powered by NordVPN. I know a lot of you use them as a VPN provider as well. So go and check that out now. 15% discount ahead of Christmas. You might have a brother or a friend who's going traveling. Go and get it signed up now as a Christmas present for them. Trust me, they're going to love you for it, so they can keep in contact with everyone. Plus, they're giving away up to 5 gigabytes of free data as well. So scan the QR code on the screen or click the link below. I want to thank my panel. I want to thank all of our super chatters today as well. You're absolutely amazing. We're back live after Crystal Palace versus Arsenal. So please join us around. That'll be around about 7, 7:15. I'm going to go and walk my dog as I'm still trying to walk off the 1 chip challenge from yesterday. It's still burning. Ooh, genuinely. Like, still. Yikes. But I made a big mistake when I did it. A lot of the powder, as I put it into my mouth, fell all over my lips and mouth. The swelling was crazy. Like, my mouth on the outside hurt more than the inside. But I did it. At the end of the day, I did it. But it wasn't. I don't want to do it again. I'm telling you, that was a killer. Oh, Tony here has just said Hamza doesn't know how negative adversity works. Sir Alex Ferguson will always be the GOAT. He knew how to motivate the players, even if that meant selling his best, is what Tony has got to say here. I want to thank everyone who's tuned in. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please go and get that done for us. That's important that is done.